Commence primary ignition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Life at Lightspeed podcast. My name is Colin.
And I'm Brooke, and this is Hayden. Hey, don't forget this.
I wasn't going to. So, this right here is the most amazing person in the world. He's just like, Dad, Mom, what's going on?
Embarrassing me.
Yes, we are currently on the live stream, so if things sound weird, that's why. But we've got Hayden with us today.
We
And
did not win Nap Roulette.
no, we didn't. But there's a lot to talk about.
There is.
About
this guy, obviously, 'cause that's why you two.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is pulling himself up on things. Yeah. Aren't ya? We're gonna have to do that thing where you like lower the crib bed because he's like pulling himself up and he's getting ready to yeet himself out of it.
Before we get into the realm of our entire world, let's start off by talking about the Virtual Cantina Network. There has been a couple of changes. So for the Facebook group, the official name for it now is Star Wars Celebration LA 2027 fan group by the Virtual Cantina Network. The Virtual Cantina Network is officially in the title now, which is super, super exciting. And there's a lot to look forward to in the future, especially next year in 2027. You can go on the website, virtualcantinanetwork.com. All the details are there. We actually do have a lot to talk about today besides our wonderful human being, Hayden. We have news about Star Wars Starfighter. We also have some anniversaries to celebrate, including Skeleton Crew and the 10-year anniversary of Force Awakens, which is absolutely insane.
Wild.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But yeah, let's dive right into it. Mr. Hayden, how are you today?
Speechless.
Wow. So Hayden's been not just pulling himself up like you were talking about, but he's fully crawling now. He is fully crawling, and
he's got places to go.
He's
got no time for laying around. He's got business.
And we also got him a jail per se.
We got him a playpen. Yeah, but we call it the baby jail.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the bars and it's nice. It's wooden. It looks very nice and sleek in our living room. But yeah, because this guy is fast, speedy,
super fast.
Yeah, he is speed. So yeah, we needed to contain him for a while.
Yeah, and for us as parents, you know, we are very busy as always. So our schedules are always changing. I have a new car now, which is really exciting because now I have a vehicle that is super safe for Hayden, and not just that, it can fit a bunch of droids and costume totes. So
yes, that was the biggest.
No. Yeah, so just being parents has been crazy. And then with the holidays coming up, it's going to be traveling every weekend from our found family with friends to our other families as well. And other new parents can relate that the first year with a newborn for the holiday season is just going to be crazy. And I also know for a fact that every party that we go to is going to be all about this guy.
It's his party.
Oh, 100%. We're just gonna have to knock down a couple of walls and make new room for all the stuff that he's probably gonna get.
New toys.
Yeah. But yeah,
Spoiled.
yeah, so that's kind of our lives right now, is just, of just the chaos of traveling and taking care of Hayden, and he's eating more solid foods as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's really funny to watch his face as he tries new foods, because he's trying to decide if he likes it. Sometimes he gives like a little shudder.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he just looks mortified, like, what have you done? What is in my mouth?
Right.
He wants more still.
Right. Yeah. So in Star Wars news, I am very, very excited about this. We have the official description of what the new Mandalorian Grogu movie is. And it's kind of what I suspected, but here it is officially. The Empire has been defeated, and the remnants of its forces scattered to the far corners of the galaxy. Yet some of the former commanders of this dark era still cling to their power and have since become dangerous warlords who continually challenge the peace upheld by the New Republic. To track down and neutralize these cells, Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, together with his apprentice Grogu, who after his Jedi training has joined the Mandalorians, supports the new government. Several clues eventually lead them to the planet Kahar Zun. That's a new planet, where they not only managed to infiltrate an almost forgotten Imperial facility, but Grogu also discovers an ancient artifact that functions as an amplifier of his abilities. Unable to control these new powers, Grogu becomes the target of Imperial agents who begin preparing a coordinated assault on the New Republic, seeing in the small being their opportunity to destroy the enemies of the Empire in a single strike. So, what am I taking from that? I'm taking that this movie is gonna feel like it is like the beginning of a huge fight, and I think that in a way it's going to tie into Ahsoka season 2 in a big way, just because the Empire is really, really attached to Thrawn. Like, Thrawn is the big overall villain. He is like the Thanos right now. Yes. And I think not Thanos. Sorry. Yeah. I think Thrawn will end up making some type of cameo in the movie. I don't think he's going to play a large role.
Maybe a mention.
I'm thinking like an actual appearance, because I think this movie is gonna lean into Ahsoka season 2 and excite people for that. There's still no official release date for Ahsoka season 2, but I suspect that it will be later in the year.
Something that I was thinking of is the timeline sounds very much like, I don't think you read it, but the Han and Leia book, Princess and the Scoundrel.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like, that's a very similar plot. When I read that, because it was, they just get married like right after the fall of the Empire, but there's still Hayden grabbing my microphone. There's still some like operating Imperials who are still not ready or don't want to give up power. Hayden. So it made me wonder. Oh yeah, is that your thoughts? Made me wonder if we might see Leia and Han. Like, do you think we'd get them in this?
That would be kind of very early on. I don't think we're there yet.
No?
I would love to be, but I don't think we're actually there yet. I think all of this will leave on a small cliffhanger that will lead into Ahsoka season 2, and then Ahsoka season 2 will leave on a bigger cliffhanger, because this is all leading to like a big Avengers type style movie. And I know I mentioned this like on every episode that we do, but that's the movie I'm really, really, really excited about, because that's going to be the one where we'll most likely see Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, probably Cal Kestis, like all of these people that we love and adore, that are most likely alive during this timeline. Um, so I think that is going to be the moment that is just going to be absolutely, absolutely insane. Sorry about the chaos, guys. Hayden's like really, really, really wanting the microphone, but yeah. So, yeah. So I think overall, I think that film in the future is just going to be complete chaos. I think this is the stepping stone in that direction. But yeah, let's go to let's go to the next one. For the next topic, this year marks the 1 year anniversary of Skeleton Crew. It came out on December 2nd of last year. It's really crazy to think about that, because around this time last year, Brooke was pregnant with Hayden,
Yep.
and we were building the Lego set for the ship, and you know,
Cinder was the name.
Yeah, and we were just, just chilling and just enjoying those first 2 episodes. I just remember the classic side of the classic feel of what Skeleton Crew was, and I think the show has, aged well for just 1 year, and it's not just the 1 year anniversary of Skeleton Crew, it is the 10-year anniversary of Force Awakens this month.
That's crazy.
I remember the hype for that. I remember Triple Force Friday. I was working at a movie theater at the time, and I just remember the excitement of everyone getting in line. I remember when tickets went on sale. I had the opportunity of seeing it a couple of days early, and I was just flabbergasted, and I went and saw that movie over and over and over again because of having that feeling of after the prequels and just having the Clone Wars, just having that kind of fill in that Star Wars gap for a couple of years was amazing, was great. But to actually go back to the theater and see a new Star Wars film on screen, seeing Han and Chewie, have that Chewie we're home moment, that was absolutely insane. And that really was the rebirth of Star Wars. And it, not saying between the gap of the prequels to the sequels was dead, because it wasn't. It was just having it really like a live action film come back to the theater was absolutely insane. So, what was your experience like? And that feeling of when Force Awakens returned?
Well, it was just like, baby swap. I just remember being so excited, a new Star Wars project, kind of like a little bit of a rebirth of oh wow, big new project coming, more Star Wars, exciting. And for me as a woman to see a female lead, not only just a lead, but a Force user, was really, really exciting. I know a lot of people did not like Rey at the end. I don't care. It was really big for a lot of women to see that and to see her. I will say this till I'm black and blue, but I just think the characters in the sequels were also incredibly interesting. I don't think they were necessarily thought out and finished well, but I loved Rey. I thought she was great. I saw myself in her a lot. I know a lot of other women did, and so that was huge. That was huge for me.
She and that character is just, she is such a huge inspiration to, I think, to a lot of new fans coming into the franchise. And I really hope that new Rey film, does come to pass.
Yeah.
Because Force Awakens was kind of a new introduction to fans, to newer fans that were coming into the franchise. And I think
for a lot of, younger, the younger crowd, this is what got them into Star Wars, right? For us, it was kind of well, I guess for me, I had the the originals because of my parents, but
Mhm.
for like our generation, it was more like the prequels. That was our like intro. So say what you want about the sequels, it still got a lot of young people excited and into the world of Star Wars.
Yeah, and that carried over to Galaxy's Edge as well. I love that
Mhm.
you can meet Rey in the parks, and for a younger generation, that being the introduction is really cool. I mean, because my introduction technically was the original, but I think my overall experience was with the prequels.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the future for Hayden to, maybe have that experience in around my age, more like not right now, but when I was a
Yeah, we're
kid.
old now.
Speak for yourself. No, but I am really excited to see what it's going to be like in a couple of years for Hayden going forward. There's the new Starfighter film that's
Yeah.
coming out in 2027, and Sean Levy has said that he wanted to this to not feel like the a direct sequel or like anything like that.
Yeah.
Like he wanted this to be its own
It's
thing.
very much its own thing set in the world of Star Wars, and that's exciting to me because I think that's what I would like to start seeing more of. 'Cause I don't want us to like overly exhaust the Skywalker saga and story where it just feels like, they add one more thing and you're like, oh my gosh, like they're stretching it on forever. Like, those TV shows that are going on for like 30 seasons and you're like, what the heck? Um, so I'm so excited for this to have something new. Like that's how I kind of felt about like
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's to the next 10 years. It's definitely going to be
10 years.
super, super exciting. Yeah. Now this next topic is kind of relatable to us.
To us, yes.
Claudia Black, who played one of the Night Sister mothers from Ahsoka season 2. I guess she was like the main. She is not returning for Ahsoka season 2 for a specific reason.
Yeah, she said I think it was due to just like where they were filming. They're filming, did it say London, I want to say, and she is a single mother over here in the States, and so it just the scheduling and was not working for her. And that's obviously something that we can super relate to as new parents ourselves. Kids are absolutely the most wonderful thing, but that changes your whole world. You can't just pick up and go do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You gotta think about this little baggage. Your little baggage you gotta make sure you take with you.
Yeah. So
so sad for sure.
Yeah.
But totally understandable.
Yeah. And I think that for everything happening with the Night Sisters going forward, I think there is going to be more involvement in this season than there was in Ahsoka's season 1. So
it took so long for us to get to them.
Right.
Like it was the very end.
Right.
And the Night Sisters are something that I think haven't been like super explored in Star Wars yet. And I think they're so cool.
I think that the other thing too is that because at the end of Ahsoka season 1, like Thrawn and them are going to Dathomir. So that's going to be why I think we'll see more involvement of them. So it's sad that she's not returning, but for reasons that make complete sense. But yeah. So for Starfighter, there's a couple of things for news there. Sean Levy has come out and said that he's changed the third act of the movie while they were in production. And I think that's I think maybe, there's a couple of reasons for it. It could be, for example, in Force Awakens, I think Poe Dameron originally was supposed to die, but then you know, Oscar Isaac kind of leaned on J.J. Abrams. So it was like, you know, I've done a couple of my past projects. I've died a lot, so maybe I can't die
Maybe
in
I
this
can
one.
stay alive in
Yeah,
this one.
and you know that ended up happening. And I love, I love Poe Dameron, so I'm glad that happened. But maybe script changes happen for a reason. It could be maybe because you know maybe he was looking towards the future of the characters in the film and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And yeah,
I mean, I think there could just be so many things. Like as they're writing and filming and doing things, maybe I don't know, certain characters have different chemistry than you would have thought, or the story starts heading in a direction that you didn't initially think, or you have a new thought. And so I thought it was really cool to read that he kind of changed it up. Because I think sometimes, you know, things don't get changed when maybe they should, and the story doesn't feel as good or as complete or as fluid. Um, and so I'm really excited to hear that because it just makes me think that they really care about this project and they want it to be written well, you know. So
yeah,
I thought it excited me. I don't know if it's a weird thing to be excited about to read that they like changed stuff, but I personally found it really exciting.
yeah. No, I mean, whenever there's rewrites or changes in the scripts and there's a change in production, I think it's for a high percentage of the time it's for a good reason. And also uh that director in particular is just on fire right now, especially with his involvement in Stranger Things, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine. Like so many great films underneath his belt, and you know, just production in general. So I trust his judgment. And hi. Um, so yeah, it's just gonna be awesome to see where it goes. And then Thomas Newman is officially going to be doing the score for this movie. He's done the score for the film 1917, Finding Dory, Finding Nemo, Ella Pentel, and all those scores are just fantastic. So I'm really
He likes them.
yeah. So I'm curious what he'll be doing for of what his score will be like for this movie and
Well, he
what his
said,
Star Wars take will be.
yeah, well, he said he's not going to be using bits of any John Williams stuff.
Okay.
So it's going to be completely his own,
Right.
which I think is really cool. Cause like, yeah, obviously John Williams is like the GOAT, right? Like he is Star Wars. But when you have a new project, you know, I can totally understand you want it to be original and
Yeah.
you want it to have, especially since it's not connected right to any of like the Skywalker-ish stuff.
So if he's not using any of the so he said that he's not using any John Williams
I thought that's what I read.
okay, if that ends up being the case, then that means there's probably not going to be any force. I mean, that could mean a lot of things. And the possibilities of that, you know, could mean that there really isn't going to be like any kind of tie into the force at all. You know, the director did state that this is going to have its own feel,
Right.
and it's not going to have any real direct ties to any past or future Star Wars projects.
It's
like
just
he
its
just
own little thing.
yeah. So that actually kind of says a lot. But the score for Finding Nemo and Finding Dory in 1917, and he's done a couple of James Bond films as well. So yeah, no, I can see that going in a great direction. So yeah. Yeah. And then finally we get to what was pretty cool to see. The clothing line Columbia did a collab with Star Wars again, and they have a new indoor style inspired new clothing line. And Billy Lord, Carrie Fisher's daughter, came back and kind of paid tribute to Carrie Fisher, and she filmed some stuff for the commercial, and all the stuff that they have lined up looks really
yeah.
comfy, like really
Yeah.
really comfy.
And well designed
Yeah.
and just really cool.
I really want the vest that they have, and I think that's actually the lowest price thing that they have on there for it. But that vest looks super cool. Um, I'm kind of bummed I didn't launch at the opportunity to get any of the um, but to get any of the new Jedi Clone Wars coats because they had one for Anakin, they had one for Obi-Wan, and they had one for Ahsoka, and I was kind of bummed I never launched on the one for Anakin. But yeah, all their stuff looks super comfy. I'll definitely be looking at that vest. That launches next week for the sales for it. But yeah.
Nice, yeah. And it just felt so wholesome to see her stepping into kind of her mom's role. And then did you see the pictures that she took with her kids?
Yes.
They were dressed up like little Ewoks and they were on Endor, and it was so cute. And it just goes back to, Star Wars is just such about family. And like, how cute is it that she gets to like experience that with her kids? And she had quoted and said that they watched, I think, Return of the Jedi for the first time. And I guess they were watching and they're like, wait, that's grandma. And she was like, no, that's Princess Leia. And they're like, but it's grandma. So like, how fun to get to like see your grandma like that.
Yeah. So no, that was very, very wholesome. But yeah, so no, I love those moments because at the end of the day, Star Wars is about family. You know,
whether it's blood found, it's just about the people who are in your life that you love.
Yeah, and for this past Thanksgiving, it really made me even appreciate it more, especially being a new parent. You appreciate the small things during the chaotic parts, and us having such a strong and great found family with like Craig, Hunter, Hannah, of just our small group. And we also hear it all the time too that like that the group that we have here in in Michigan and just overall like of just how people love how close we are, and I love every single one of them, and it's really rare to find like those types of friendships. So I count my blessings every day that we have those incredible people in our lives. But yeah. I'm just watching Hayden.
I think I'm getting a haircut.
Oh yeah. And now he's eating it.
It's a very unique process.
Yeah.
It's the Hayden special.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really the Star Wars news for this week. I mean, I guess we flew by all those topics, dang. Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, Hayden, I suspect that, soon that Hayden is going to be walking, which is crazy. And then we were talking the other day too of just how crazy it's going to be when Hayden actually where he actually starts really speaking. It was wild because I swear he was saying the word mama, and
he's always made kind of like a mum sound. That we love chords. But he said it a few times. It sounds a little more intent behind those, I think.
Yeah.
So that might be his first word.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping Max Rebo, but only time will tell. But yeah, so you can find us over at Life at Lightspeed Podcast for all of our social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube,
all the places, all the things.
All the places. Go follow Virtual Cantina Network. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of surprises around the corner for next year. There's a lot of cons that we will also be at as well, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, very, very excited for next year. And then for projects, I'm almost done with my droid. We are almost done with our cantina. There's a couple of things that we have to add. But we've got the bar up. I'll be posting a breakdown video of that here soon on my page. But yeah, go and check this out. Also, my wonderful friend Stax Rebo made this incredible Life Day shirt. I love it so much. Go and check out her beautiful art on her Instagram page. She is an incredible human being and one of the nicest people out there. So go and check her stuff out at Stax Rebo. But yeah, that's it for this week. Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Do you got any?
Not in particular. But yeah. Don't know why that popped up. All right. Well, we love you all. May the force be with you.
Forever and always.
Forever and always.